Hello and welcome to the 70k subscriber Q&A. It's been a long time since I did one of these, and it feels really good to be back. It feels cool to be doing this again. So 70k is huge. It's a huge number. Now, I actually believe that one day we will really hit 100k. And the Patreon is doing really well too. So I know that everyone's going through a hard time right now, or a lot of people are. But I did want to give you guys a big thank you. So thank you to everybody who is subscribed. And thank you to everybody who watches, who listens. And thank you to everyone on Patreon who pledged each and every month. Thank you so much. So this is so beyond where I thought we would ever be. And I got so many questions posted in the comments. I think there were like 400 comments or something when I started working on this. So that's a lot of questions. I'm gonna do my best to get through most of them. I'm not really picking and choosing. I'm just starting at the top and working my way down. So most of this isn't scripted, if you couldn't tell already. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Lottie asks, how is quarantine from your point of view? I didn't really tell many people this, but I was on a trip outside of the country when quarantine happened, or when this whole coronavirus thing happened. So I am actually kind of waiting to get home right now. Don't worry, I'm safe. I'm in a good place. I'm with nice people, people I know, and this is definitely like a whole new experience. And I just don't want to fly home and contract it and give it to my family or anything like that. So for the time being, I'm just waiting for this whole virus to go away. But it sounds like it may be around for a while, so we'll see what happens. And a lot of other people are in worse situations, so there's always that, to keep my chin up. Cute Ariana asks, what could you do a 40-minute presentation on with absolutely no preparation at all? Okay, so some of them I'm not going to tell you guys because it would just be too weird, and you'd be like, I'm not into this. The more normal ones, like things that I really could talk about for a long time, are probably men's health. I was a personal trainer during college, or like right after college. So yeah, I feel pretty knowledgeable about that. And also maybe basic style tips. Also something that I learned around college time. And I see a lot of guys that need some help. So yeah, I could probably do like a lecture on that. I could also talk about mythical beasts. Like it sounds kind of funny, but I could talk about like the history of werewolves and stuff, and psychological theories behind dragons in all different cultures. So yeah, just some things that I think I could talk about for a long time, but I don't. If you randomly found a blue teddy bear in your room on your bed, what would be your first thought? All right, in this order, I would think, what the heck? Who was in my room? Cool. I got a blue bear. Excitement. Did a girl leave me this? And lastly, I'd probably think, what should I name him? But I think the answer to that one is clear. I'd name him Blueberry because he's a bear and he's blue. So that makes sense. What's your favorite flavor of pancakes? My favorite flavor of pancakes is, like, I like chocolate chip and banana pancakes, but regular American style pancakes with butter, lots of butter, and not unsalted, like real butter, unhealthy butter, and some cheap Aunt Jemima syrup all day, every day. Will you do a series for the vampire video you did? Yes, I think that's a good idea. HS asks, what was the hardest audio you've ever had to do? I thought about this question a lot. Probably the eating disorder one. I have a close friend who had an eating disorder, and my little sister who also suffered from it. So I've seen it hurt people firsthand, and that was definitely a difficult audio to record for sure. HS also asks for my best pickup line. All right, here we go. Hey, could you help me? There's something wrong with my phone. Yeah, it doesn't have your number in it. I don't really use pickup lines, but there you are. All right, so another one. Did you ever think of reaching this milestone when you started YouTube? No, I remember when I got 10,000 subscribers and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It's amazing. And I know that everything slows down, everything ends eventually, but this just keeps like chugging along. So I'm going to keep going and recording and enjoying. I mean, as long as you guys are enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. Abby Curtis asks if I'll ever do a married roleplay. That's hard to say. Like, I've had a few requests to stay away from it. So maybe you guys could weigh in on that idea. And I wouldn't mind doing it at all. I mean, I think it opens up like a whole lot more opportunities. Caitlin Annette asks, what's my favorite book and my favorite show recently? So a lot of people actually ask this question. I hope I don't repeat it. So right now I'm reading the Silmarillion by Tolkien. And that was like right after I finished reading Lord of the Rings. And it is amazing. Like it's a really, really good book. I feel like since I read Lord of the Rings, I've like leveled up somehow, because it's one of those like big pieces of work that a lot of people want to read or say that they've read, and I don't think that, like a lot of us are like, oh yeah, I know that, or I know Lord of the Rings, but we haven't actually like sat down and read the whole thing, or we haven't like paid attention, So yep, that's what I'm doing right now. What else? Favorite show? I just finished watching an anime called Promised Neverland, and that was pretty good. Like, I really enjoyed it, and they are coming out with a season 2. But lately I haven't actually been watching a lot of shows. Blank asks, what is your sexuality and are you single? Asking for a friend. All right. Tell your friend that I'm straight and I am single right now. I think that I'm starting to reach, like, after my last relationship, I feel like I'm starting to reach that bachelor period of my life where I'm just like happy being single. So that's another milestone. Sunny asks if I have any plans to get published, as I am an aspiring writer. Oh man, this is so difficult. The publishing industry has changed so much in the last few years, especially with self-publishing and ebooks, Kindle, on Amazon. So I definitely do want to put more work into my writing, for sure, which is primarily fiction. And I think like the closest genre that you could nail it to would be historical fiction, but it's Definitely not for kids. It's definitely not very dry. Angelica asks if I'm sending online homework out to students. That answer is confidential, but I can give you some homework if you want. Leontine asks if I would ever do a video where she's pregnant. Crybaby asked the same sort of question. So, what did she said something else. Congratulations, you deserve the world. Love from Belgium. Oh, cool. Belgium. Thank you. So I'm going to call you Leontine because that sounds really cool. I don't know how to say your name. So thank you, Leontine. Same as the marriage genre. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in pregnancy stuff. And I did notice at least one person asking me explicitly not to do pregnancy stuff. So, yeah. Sam asks if I will do live streaming here on YouTube so we can interact. I've been thinking about that lately. I think it would be a good idea. I don't know if YouTube is like the #1 platform for that. It used to be Twitch, but I've been out of the loop for like a year, so I don't know. Anime Pro asks, how is life? Life is pretty good. Life is not bad right now. It's just been a mix of like working, eating, calisthenics. I've been doing a lot of those, reading a bit, and staying positive with all this virus stuff going on. Funny story, last week I took some bad vitamins and I ended up with like liver poisoning. You can get jaundice from that, which is pretty serious. So I recovered pretty quickly though. Like I think I was back up and running in like 2 days. Anime Pro also asks, what are your hobbies? Probably, everything that I've been doing lately. So calisthenics, which is like body weight exercises. Reading manga. I'm reading Beast Stars right now, which is really good. Working on the channel. I've been cooking a lot because everyone's staying home, right? Also, I have been trying to grow my hair out. Like my friends and I were talking, and since we can't go out and get haircuts right now, we just decided to just like grow our hair entirely. So I've been at like 4 months without a haircut now, and it is definitely like I'm at an awkward stage right now, but we're just kind of pushing through it. What kind of music do you listen to? I get this question on every Q&A, and the answer changes every time. But lately, I've been listening to a mix of Scarlord, Ice Nine Kills, The Neighborhood, of course Chase Atlantic every day, and some deep version mixes. It's kind of like Nightcore, but it's like deeper and slower. If you guys have any recommendations for music, definitely let me know below. Sam B asks, what is your favorite book series, or author? I honestly can't choose a favorite. For the kind of book that speaks to my inner kid, probably Legend of the Five Rings. Just like the idea of pretending to be a samurai, fighting dragons and saving princesses and all that. It was just super, super cool. For more adult fiction, I'm gonna stick with Anne Rice, who I've always been a huge fan of. And then for legit, just like soul-grasping moments, J.R.R. Tolkien for sure. But the list is endless. All right, Girl with Love. Thanks. You definitely had a few questions, so I'm going to try to answer some of them that I haven't answered before. So first, burgers versus pizza. That is a serious question, Girl with Love. I'm really passionate about hamburgers. Like, a good hamburger is a work of art. But pizza is like your Friday night stable friend, you know, like it's always there for you. Girl with Love asks, am I artistic or sporty? That's tough because I literally spend hours each week doing art and also physical activity. So I think they're not mutually exclusive, you know. I feel like I'm both. I don't know, maybe I'm like cheating that question, but definitely both. And yes, I can also do like a sleepy audio for sure. Anonymous Blog asks, how do you feel when people massively call you daddy on the internet? I don't mind it at all. I might even like it. I'm not always like, you know, in the mood for that talk, but often I am. Ramin asks, where in Canada are you from? If you're from Ontario, here's a quarantine high five. Ramin, what's up, fellow Canadian? Without getting into too much detail, I think I can accurately say that my city has a deep rivalry with yours. But you know, much love. Ramin also asks, what is the easiest and hardest part of making your videos? So the easiest part is probably the recording itself. The hardest part is sitting down to write. When you're tired, you know, sitting down to do anything with consistency is hard. Even when you're not tired, doing anything with consistency is hard. But it's also what's the most important. Sometimes coming up with titles is really hard too. That's why some of them I feel like they're good, and some of them are just like boyfriend kisses you. You know, that they can be difficult. Luna asks, what inspired you to make boyfriend ASMR? It wasn't originally boyfriend ASMR. I just had a decent microphone and I was having a rough night and I just put my feelings out there. And it kind of morphed into this. Anastasia asks, Anastasia, I love your name. It's always been one of my favorite girls' names. Are you the type of person who forgives but never forgets, or just forgives it all? I definitely forget pretty quickly. I forget everything pretty quickly. I'm not the smartest dude on the planet. But yeah, like if I get angry, I get angry. But then I'll feel better in like 5 minutes. You know, I just get it out of my system. I'm just like, I'm so angry right now. And then I'm fine. And then I'm like, all right, let's play. Like, I really don't like to brood. It's just not in me. And I'm gonna go with Enimsaj. Says, congrats for hitting 70k. Do you imagine a specific someone when you create your audios? What do you usually think about when you're recording them? I think about dinner. No, I'm joking. I don't think too much when I'm recording. Sometimes I'll try to put myself in that mindset right before I record the audio, but I'm not like actively thinking or trying to be something when I'm actually recording. Oftentimes I have thought about somebody before, but it's not, you know, not always. So it varies. What else do we have here? Miss Piggy asks if I would ever consider posting NSFW audios on Reddit. Okay, I had to think about this question. I've considered it a lot, actually. Especially when I first started, I was like, I should post one. but a lot of people pointed out that there's no way to control who can listen to it. It's one of those issues that has just been easier to leave it as is. And I know that disappoints like a portion of the audience. So I don't know, there might be something in the future, but for now, I kind of just want to support the people that are supporting me on Patreon, because that's like, I have a responsibility to do that, for sure. Leona asks, who inspired me to do this kind of art or ASMR? Possibly anime, or just to help people relax? Well, Leona, funny you should say that. Anime has actually inspired quite a few of my audios. Also life experiences too. And I do just enjoy making them, Even if I get tired of it, I'll go away for a few days and then I find myself thinking about making another one. So I think that's how you know that it's a real passion. Also, I don't know if I told you guys this, but a long time ago, I creeped one of my subs. This is like way early in the channel. And she had a medical condition. She could definitely not live like a normal life. And I remember her getting some comfort from these audios and thinking, that's cool. I should definitely keep doing this. Yeah. Basic Scorpio says, I'm really stressed about not getting into university, waiting for a reply. I come from an abusive home and would have to move out if I don't get in. Hey, Basic Scorpio. First of all, I'm not a professional, and I don't give the best advice at the best of times. I'm sorry you're in that kind of situation. Seriously. Sometimes situations like that feel absolutely impossible, and I don't want you to give up hope that you'll get into university, and I don't want you to give up hope that things will get better. They will, and I'm sure you will get in. And you know what, like, if everything goes bad, you'll still pull through this. I think university set me back in some ways, but regardless, I really hope you get out of that situation at home. So please take care of yourself and don't be afraid to reach out for help. Victoria asks, are you where you want to be in life? Victoria, how could you ask me a question like that? That's a deep question. I'm probably like 75% where I want to be, maybe 60% there. My main struggle right now is just, keeping my chin up and keeping everything going with the whole global situation. And we're all in this together, so I think a lot of people are feeling the same way, for sure. Local Otaku says, I remember when you only had a few thousand. Congrats. And what do you do in your free time when you're not doing these audios? Thanks, Otaku. I'm probably losing myself in a book or on my bike, tearing around, or wasting time on YouTube. And I'm really trying to stop wasting time on YouTube. I spend a lot of time, just like daydreaming about what I should probably be working on. Yeah. That's need, baby. Patty asks, when did you last push the boundaries of your comfort zone? Do you have any bad habits you want to break? And what was the greatest adventure of your life? Those are some pretty big questions. This probably sounds lame, but recently I did a gymnastics move, a back lever on a really high bar. And at first I was freaked out. I was super freaked out to do it. So that was really cool. I told myself, like, there's no way you're gonna not do this on the high bar. And I did it. And then, like, I don't come from a gymnastics background, so that was really cool. Also, deciding to grow my hair out is like a new experience, one that I've never been comfortable with. So yeah. What is a bad habit that I have? Probably being too lazy to put the plastic clip thingy on the bread bag. You know, the little plastic clip that like keeps it together and keeps the bread fresh. I'm really lazy, so I just like spin the bag. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you do that too. Let's see. Chrissy asks, how is your experience like being a teacher during quarantine? Are you watching any new shows? Oh, wait, sorry. Patty also asked about the adventure. I don't know. It's hard to say what your greatest adventure is. Like, I've been lost in a few foreign countries, but I think a lot of people have been in that situation. So once I was on an archaeological dig with my school, mapping a forested area, and I was by myself, and I found a fresh half-eaten deer, and I was pretty sure that I was gonna die from a mountain lion, but that didn't happen. But it felt like an adventure, so that was cool. Patty also asked about my favorite kind of jeans. So yes, I'm still ridiculously passionate about jeans. Everything, the dyeing process, the weave. So I also want to go to Japan to see like the region where all the indigo comes from. So that's a great question. Thank you. I think hitting the right stride between slim and not too skinny is important on either like guys or maybe just my body type. And it depends on the brand. So generally my rules are avoid skinny jeans for obvious reasons, like it doesn't look good on everyone, on all guys. And straight fits are usually a bit too baggy. So I recommend that most guys go for slim. Uniqlo slim fit black selvage jeans are killer, and mine are like super destroyed. All right, so Chrissy asks, how is your experience like being a teacher during quarantine? Like I said, I'm actually kind of stranded right now. I'm not at home, but I am trying to stay busy and teaching and helping online where I can. I don't know why. I actually canceled my Netflix sub, and that would be really useful right now. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to resub to that. Jessica asks, what does it feel like knowing thousands of girls thirst over you? Jessica, I don't know if that's accurate. Like, I don't think that they're thirsting over me, but this scenario, the recording, or maybe the voice, I don't know, which is cool. I do the same thing with female ASMR. You know, I feel things that I'm like, whoa, why am I feeling this? But trust me, I am a regular dude with lots of annoying and irritating habits. I'm just a regular guy. Is it Whistle or Visal? Says, I'm in love with your content, Kay, and I wish you all the best in your career. You deserve better. I don't deserve better. I got everything I need, but thank you. Thank you very much. Things are going really good. Dreamer872 asks if I can do a self-harm care one. Yeah, I can do another one. I think I've done like 2. I can definitely do another. And do I like dogs or cats more? And if I had 3 wishes, what would I wish for? All right. So these are some good questions. My first wish would be to have some OP superpower, like wind bending or like powers of creation or something. I don't know if that's against the rules. Like, can you ask a genie for that? So if I couldn't request that, I'd request a castle mansion in Italy, a bottomless wallet that I could never lose, and a pet talking otter with magic powers. That would be sick. Now, cats or dogs? I think dogs take the cake on this one. They're just like ridiculously happy, friendly, warm, and endearing. But like I love cats, don't get me wrong. I don't understand the hate for cats. So yeah. Papaya asks or says, you seem like a picnic and poetry at dawn, with percolated coffee and soft lo-fi drifting around in the back. Kinda gal. I don't know what to make of that. That line was so good that I actually Googled it to see if it was a song or something. So that was really good. Alright guys, so this Q&A is starting to get a bit long. I'm at 30 minutes now. So I'm going to squeeze in as many of these questions as I can. And I'm going to start shortening up my answers a little bit. So we're going to go speed round. Potato Malfoy asks, do you watch Doctor Who? I stopped after the first 2 seasons of the reboot, but I can do a good Dalek impression. Theto Letsola, sorry if I butchered your name, asks, what was the most memorable moment of your life? Probably my first time. Blessed N says, thank you for making these audios, and a few questions. So your first question is definitely Patreon appropriate, not YouTube appropriate, so I'll save it for that. Would I date a queer or bi woman? Yes I would. I had a situation like that never panned out, but I was intrigued. Basic Scorpio asks, can you cook? Yes, I love cooking, and I love cooking every day, in fact. Thoughts on self-harm? I think some people know my thoughts on this already. I think anyone struggling with self-harm needs to be loved and accepted as a person, not as a collection of scars and issues. Honestly, if they self-harm, they're probably a complex, amazing person who has been through some really tough stuff. And as someone who can relate, and to anyone struggling with it, you can get through this. You will. Tips for someone struggling with an eating disorder. Honestly, I think you should ask a professional for that. Yeah. LT Arias asks if it's overwhelming having over 70k lovers. P.S. I love when you say kitten, it makes me blush. Thanks, kitten. And nah, it's great. Isabel has a few questions, so I'm going to go through these rapid fire. What profession were you in previously? I was in telecommunications. Is the boyfriend audio logo written by you? It is a font. What will you do after quarantine? Visit my family and take some time off. Are your surroundings blurry when you take your glasses off? Yes, it looks normal until I put them back on and realize how blind I am. Which script are you most proud of? There's too many for me to remember all of them. What's the lock screen of the picture on your phone? It's a green, it's just green. And before that, it was an anime character. And before that, it was a border collie. Peachy says, hey Peachy. Do you have any advice to keep busy during quarantine? Video games and bodyweight exercises. And candy. Panic asks, what is your favorite cereal? Honey Nut Cheerios. What is your go-to Disney movie? That is a tie between The Lion King and Treasure Planet. Nabsa asks, what would my dancing song be? Thunderstruck by AC/DC. If you only could listen to music or ASMR your whole life, which would it be? ASMR. V asks, what is the first thing someone notices about me? the lady working at the pharmacy the other day complimented my eyelashes. So I'm gonna go with eyelashes. I don't actually know. What would you do if you were a woman for a day? I think you already know the answer to that. And what advice would you give 15-year-old Kay about friendship and dating? Number 1, chill. Don't be so serious. They're just people too. And stop putting so much gel in your hair. Swimming asks, what K-pop songs or groups do I listen to? This is gonna disappoint a lot of people, but I'm kind of not listening to it. I'm kind of over K-pop right now, which is funny because it's gone really mainstream. Especially lately, I see it everywhere. Soft Marshmallow asks, can I marry you? And are you a fan of fantasy novels? I don't know if marshmallows and people can get married, but I'll definitely eat you on a graham cracker with some chocolate. And yes, I love fantasy novels. Kitsy asks, was it hard at the beginning doing audios? And are your audios connected? I think the difficulty has remained the same. Like, honestly, it's not that difficult recording, especially if you're doing something that you like. And the audios have become more connected over time, but I do kind of want to move away from that so that I can experiment more with new scripts and new plots. Blueberry asks if I ever stop and laugh at myself when recording. Yes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Just Ratu, I'm sorry, Just Ratu, I know I'm butchering that name, asks, what's your type when it comes to relationships? I think I've told you guys this, but I like cute, nerdy people, for sure. People that are really cool or like really hot and spicy, they're just too cool for me. I'm definitely more of a fan of the cutes, for sure. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, though. Paige asks, what's your ethnicity? It is a secret. I'm not gonna tell you. And do you have any plans or changes for the future of the channel? Yeah, I want to work on a few more series with like full storylines, as well as a subreddit or some other way of increasing feedback from you guys. V also asks, what food would you eat for the rest of your life? Probably either barbecue or stuffed crust meat lovers pizza, which is like, it's life. Anne asks, what is your favorite Ghibli movie? Howl's Moving Castle or Grave of the Fireflies? Pickle asks, what is your favorite Lord of the Rings character and book? The books I definitely can't choose from. My favorite character in the books is Faramir, but I wasn't really happy with how he looked in the movies. The best scene, I know you didn't ask this, but this just like struck me when I read this question. It's when Aragorn comes to the hill of Kirin Amroth and he looks at the flowers and he remembers when he loved Arwen there, and that's where they were engaged. And he says something like this: here my heart dwells ever, unless there be a light beyond the dark roads that we must treat, you and I. And he left the hill of Kirin Amroth, and he came there never again as a living man. That scene was just incredible. It wasn't in the movies, so you gotta read the books, guys. Kat asks, do I like girls with tattoos? Yeah, for sure. I think that they can look really well done. And even if they don't, who cares? Like, if you love the girl, who cares if you love the person? Hey Alexis asks if I like Green Day. Hey Alexis, I see you all the time. I love your comments. And can I do another beach anxiety comfort audio? Sure. That one, funny enough, wasn't so popular, but yeah, I can do another one. And yeah, Green Day is awesome. I listen to them, basically my whole life. Leah asks, what's the best way to get a guy's attention? Every guy is different, but generally I think it's the same thing with girls, smiling and just being friendly goes a really long way. I like hair too, and eyes and legs and everything, just girls. I think guys are pretty simple. Like, everyone's simple. Just focus on those things, like smile and be friendly. Yeah. Alright guys, I know that there are a lot more questions out there, and I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours. I honestly can't spend any more time working on this right now. I've spent like hours on this. So that's gonna wrap this up for now. And I love you guys. I hope you are staying healthy, and I hope you are taking care of yourselves out there. And thank you so much for everything. Good night.